Hello, everyone. So I just watched the video about learned helplessness, and it's basically about people who are not paying attention, who are not doing the reading, who are not listening, especially through context on the internet, from like TikTok, even articles. They want the footnotes, but they really don't want to do the actual reading. And they don't want to do the critical thinking. They don't want to do the research. They don't want to make the effort to actually really look for themselves or answer their own questions. They want people to give that information to them. And it goes on to explaining how more and more, even with so much technology, that people are just so easy to want to know the information. They gave an example about, you know, kids who are so used to using iPads and iPhones and touch screens. It's easy to look for information, and that has really limited them to really have access or give themselves an opportunity to really use computers. They don't know how to do, you know, typing. They don't know how to write. They don't know how to, they're losing all of those skills because they want things quick and easy. The speaker, I think her name is Tiffany, uses examples like TikTok and YouTube of other content creators who would make examples of putting information out there, and people, and they even citing information, and people are just not reading it. They're listening to it. Sometimes if it's more than a minute, they don't want to watch it, which I will admit I am guilty of doing that. But I also feel that if I'm watching longer and the information wasn't given to me right away, is because they're trying to sell me something or they have a promotion. So I feel like, oh, okay, if you're not telling me what it is, then I don't need to see it. And then I skip through it. But I will read the information in the bottom. I'm like, okay, well, based on this information, this is what I'm going to read. Am I interested? And I'll just like, well, if I'm not, I'll skip through it. So, but I do make an effort to search through, the search engines, try to get information as much as I can rather than relying on other people to think for me or to give me the information, because I feel like I don't want to look silly sharing that information with someone and say, hey, guess what I learned today based on what I saw on Instagram, TikTok, or whatever, and then it turns around that that information is wrong. Um, I do find people are just not wanting to try. Um, they don't want to make that effort. She did mention that attention is a skill, that it's a muscle, that, you know, it's a learned behavior. And it also said that she also spoke about how uh, learned helplessness comes from having so much anxiety, so much stressors in our lives, and then we get so bombarded that we just give up, because we just, not only do we not want to try, but it's too much information, and we just kind of like quit. So it's just making an effort to really give of ourselves a little bit of grace and really give that college try to learn as much as we possibly can, and really not rely on AI, not rely on, you know, like ChatGPT and all that information to give us information, when these are skills that we could really use in the future or use with other people, and it will help us. But if it's not, she does refer that it's not being lazy, it's just the way that our brains are being processed, where we're processing so much information. And I get that. I can see it. Um, why it's so easy for someone just give information and just say, okay, that was it, because we have so many things going on that it just becomes overwhelming. So I think just really doing the work will be very beneficial for us. She does quote Nicholas Carr about we are not only what we read, we are how we read. So that makes basically it means it's just not how we get the information, but how do we go by getting that information? Are we just sitting there and receiving that information through TikTok and Reels and take it verbatim, or are we really doing the research based on the information we saw and really say, okay, based on what I'm reading or what I saw, let me see what else can support that argument, and we can make our own decisions there. So yeah, that's information that I got, and hopefully that answers all the questions. So I'm excited to share. You guys have a great day. Thank you so much. Bye.